Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone in between, welcome to the comedy extravaganza that is The Adventures of E. Strap yourselves in because in this podcast we dive into hilarious personal stories, mishaps, and everyday life. From the awkward encounters at the grocery store to trying to adult in a world that seems determined to trip us up at every turn. So whether you're listening during your commute or just kicking back with a cup of coffee, get ready to laugh until your sides hurt. Here's your host, Elissa.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back. I mean, it's not new for you guys because this is episode 2, but, we actually taped the last one a little while before we took our break, or right
when we were taking our break.
Right at the start of our break.
Yeah.
So this is our first one back in the saddle.
I know. And we're doing it from someplace new, affectionately called Studio B.
Studio B. Or the bourbon room in our
Studio
house.
B.
Oh, I gotcha.
Studio B. See, it works.
I see what you're saying.
Yes.
I see. I'm a little slow.
It's all right. I know you've been working a lot lately.
Yeah, I haven't slept much. But that's okay. We're just going to keep plugging along.
We're just going to...
Yeah. Hot mess. And see what comes out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So how does it feel being in kind of a different space and...
Different. Not to be dumb, but seriously, it's very different.
Yeah.
Because, there was a time where I never fathomed we would have video.
Right.
So here we are.
Well, yeah, and we were kind of we could essentially sit wherever and, record wherever, and, it didn't really matter. And then we decided very early on.
Jason had the bright idea.
Yes,
It's your fault.
Little bit of video, so.
Oh, don't make it weird.
Yeah. Awkward.
Story of my life.
I know. So, but we wanted to do something
different,
new, something fun, give us some variety. I think we'll probably do this more as an intimate setting where it's just you and me.
Okay, again, let's not make it weird.
What? How's that weird? It's intimate.
It's because you drop the volume and it's weird. I don't like it.
You don't like it because it's intimate.
Okay, enough. For everybody.
God.
I know. You missed it, didn't you?
Just picking on me. God.
Oh, right. Speaking of picking on, actually, I've never felt like somebody was judging my parenting. Mm-hmm. Just flat out until recently.
Right.
And it was about episode 1 with Gage being on. And they're like, I can't believe your child talked about that in front of you. I'm like, well, clearly we're a very open household.
Yeah, but, and the other crazy thing is, Gage is 18. By all rights, I mean, he's an adult.
Right.
And he was exposed to things, whether or not we exposed him to things. He was exposed to things at a very young age because of, the internet.
Well, and I think a part of it is the person saying this didn't come out and say it, but they were like, why would your son want to talk to his mom about those things? I'm like, why wouldn't you?
Right. I would rather have an open, comfortable relationship, where you can communicate about those things and joke about those things and have fun.
I mean, I just want to tell everybody I was obviously there, but when I listened to it after it came out, I was still driving in my car dying laughing. I was pretty fucking proud.
Yeah.
Also, what was I? Oh, I had another coworker that I work with, and they were like, yeah, I had to shut it off in my car 15 minutes in because y'all started talking about eating ass, and my 12-year-old was in the front seat, and I said, you realize I told you it's highly inappropriate.
Well, there's a label on our podcast. It says explicit.
She said, well, I didn't think it'd be that quick in. I was like, we wasted no time.
Yeah. I mean, it's not just the tip. I mean, it's the whole goddamn thing. It's just whoop, there it goes.
You really went there, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. I went there. Just
Flared
like the kid went there.
Flared bass.
Oh, my God.
So anyway, I did want to bring that up. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, and as we talk more about things and get more comfortable with things and more listeners and subscribers, whatever, you're going to have more of that, like, positive and negative judgment.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
you're going to have more of that experience where people are going to be like, well, I don't think you should do that.
Right.
And,
Well, I guess when you're putting your whole life out there, I mean, it's
Yeah.
bound to happen at some point, and that's fine. That's fine.
but the beautiful part is, like, this is our forum, and if somebody doesn't want to listen, turn it the fuck off.
Well, there's that too.
I mean,
It escalated quickly.
let's be honest. I mean, we don't hide anything. We're not going to sugarcoat things. We made a promise very early on that we were, just going to talk about whatever we wanted to talk about and lay it all out there. And, if somebody doesn't want to listen to it, fuck them. Bye.
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 But anyway, that's all I really had about that.
Okay. That's all I got to say
That's
about
all I
that.
got to say about that.
So recently, we found ourselves in the search for a new vehicle for you.
Yes. Which is not something I was wanting to do.
No, it just, with as much as you're driving and the miles racking up and all this other stuff, it was getting to be time.
Yeah.
It was getting to be time. So we just kind of randomly started searching, and we just somehow randomly wound up. Oh, I remember what it was. We wound up in Fort Wayne
Yep.
because you wanted to look at, like, the new, like, off-road cool Lexus or whatever.
I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah.
I was. How about that? I was obsessed with it. I loved it. I loved the way it looked. It looked cool. It was luxury. Like, I was all about it.
Yeah.
I've never honestly been in a Lexus either. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we went up to look at one. They had one.
Yep. It was pre-ordered, so we couldn't drive
Yeah,
it.
you can't drive it. And then basically they're like, well, you have to do a pre-order to basically even test drive one.
Yeah.
And
we
I'm
got to give you
like,
$500. You got to
and do this.
Yeah.
And then it's still like a year.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, no, that's not going to work for me. It's a no for me.
Well, and, in the experience of it, I think you found out, like, there were certain aspects of said vehicle that you were like, yeah, it looks really cool. But then once you dig into it, you're just kind of like,
Yeah.
not for me.
So then Jason was bound and determined. I can't talk. I'm having a stroke. Bound and determined to find me a vehicle.
Well, not necessarily bound and determined, but we were up there, and
Yeah, and there's more things there
Yeah.
than there is here.
there's like 30 fucking dealerships up there.
Right. So we were driving by, and never in a million years would I ever thought I would ever say these words, but I said, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
To what, Jason?
A Range Rover.
Yeah. To which he replied, well, let's whip in there and see it.
Yeah.
He fully fed into it.
No, it's not feeding into it. You work your ass off.
Supportive. You were supportive about it.
I was supportive. And if, I wanted you to, because that's the thing, like, I was in the car business for so long that essentially you would kind of tell me what you wanted and I would just go get it and bring it home.
Yeah. Like, I never really had to make, this sounds so terrible. I never really had to make, but like maybe 2 or 3 decisions during the whole thing.
Yeah, you'd give me, like, hey, what color, what interior options, just basic stuff.
Yeah. What's it look like and drive it? Okay,
Yeah.
that's it. Whatever.
Yeah.
And then I would literally come in and sign paperwork.
Right.
I never had to do anything else. That makes me, I know, sound like a spoiled brat, but it's just the way it was because that's what you did.
Yeah, I just tried to make it easy on you.
So we go in and I end up test driving it. I've never been in a Range Rover before either. Like, I live a very sheltered life. And my dumbass falls in love with it. It has massaging seats in a vehicle. It was crazy. But it did not run like a piece of butter on a hot pan. Butter.
It's like Spam, sizzle pork and
Ew, okay. You know, I've never had that before.
Oh, you should really try Spam.
It freaks me out. Oh, I can't even talk about it. It freaks me out so bad.
My grandfather used to pop it out of the can, slice it up, and then slice up some tomato and put it on a plate and then just salt the shit out of it and then just eat it.
Oh, like the sodium content in that is already crazy.
Like, he would eat that like nobody's business.
So gross.
I mean, that's probably one of the reasons why he lived as long as he did. I mean, you know.
He was pickled from the inside
yeah,
out.
like eating bacon and greasy eggs and Spam.
Yeah.
And,
It also freaks me out. It just all freaks me out that it comes in a can, like zero judgment if you choose to eat it. I just cannot. It bothers me from the get.
What kills me is like the new ads that are out now, and they're like trying to make it all cool again.
I know.
They're like, you know, making it some like Asian dish with like rice and it's wrapped in seaweed, like it's a big fucking piece of sushi.
It's about to be Pabst Blue Ribbon all over again when all the hipsters went crazy over it, or Lucky Stripe even, and then it became popular again. Spam's making a comeback.
Yeah, we're circling back to Spam from 1965. You know,
that's where we're at with life.
So, anyways,
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No. You were talking about the Range Rover. It drove exceptionally well, and I've driven them before. I'm familiar with them. But for you,
ooh, Jason knows the owner. It's from Bridesmaids.
Oh.
Anyway,
I don't like that movie. So
I did. Anyway, go ahead.
But you drove it and
fell in love with it. Until there's not even a sticker price. Let's just talk about that. Like, you know, when you go to a fancy restaurant and you look at the menu and there's no prices, you know that you're in the wrong tax bracket of restaurants, right? Like, you know it. Like, clock that. Anyway, there's no price tag on any vehicle.
Nope.
Nothing.
Nope.
I'm like, listen, I'm not buying an $18 alcoholic beverage here. Like, that I don't know the price of. So I fell in love with it until they gave us a rough estimate of monthly payments. And I was like, huh?
Yeah.
And he looked at me and I was like, I about shit myself right then and there. Plus, let me preface this whole thing with, I had worked all night and I was hangry.
Yeah.
Okay. I needed to put that out there. So I about shit myself. I looked at Jason. I said, I gotta eat. He goes, we're going to talk about it. We're going to go get something to eat and mull it over. And the guy was very nice.
Yeah, he was like, hey, why don't you take it and go get something to eat? I was like, no.
He could see, like, I was anxiety level 10 out of 12.
Yeah, your sticker shock was like, holy fuck. Mine was like, I was expecting it, but...
You could hear my asshole clench from, like, China. Mm-hmm. I know you could. Mm-hmm. So we're in the car, and we get Steak and Shake of all things.
Well, why wouldn't you?
That's true. They do have amazing chili. Anyway, it tears my stomach up every time, but I will still get it.
Oh, I remember the gas driving home from Fort Wayne. Dear God.
I don't want to hear it. Anyway.
That was horrible.
Nobody needed to know that.
Hey, I mean...
Nobody wanted to know that. Anyway.
Honesty's the best policy. Anyways, continue on.
I'm like, he goes, you love it, don't you? And I know if I say yes, Jason would have been like, okay, that's it. We're going to get it. And I was like, I mentally can't even handle that conversation either. So I was like, maybe. And he's like, no, you were. And I was like, yes, but like the ADHD part of me was like, let's buy it. Mm-hmm. And then regret it later. But then like the adult me was like, can you really justify that amount of money on a vehicle every month? Like, just to drive it.
Yeah.
You're not living in it.
No.
Although for that price tag, I may have. Anyway.
I mean, hey, we were talking about downsizing.
I'm going to live in my car now. It's fine.
You know, just have the car payment be more than the mortgage.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, I start sobbing uncontrollably over a vehicle. Well, it was more than that. But
you were no longer hangry, but you just hadn't slept.
Oh, yeah. And I was just like, I feel like a brat for even having this conversation. I did.
I know. But for me, like, I wanted you to be able to really look and get what you wanted. Like, if you're going to be driving it, if you're spending all that time in it, like, at the end of the day, you know, I am a big fan of, you know, you pay for quality, you pay for the peace of mind, you pay for the security and, you know, the low mileage and the warranty and all this other stuff. Mm-hmm. Because when you're an hour plus away from home and I can't readily get to you, like
that changes things.
Yeah, that little bit of security, I'm more than happy to pay that. Like that's why we work as hard as we do to be able to have that kind of that safety net and that security and, you know, peace of mind.
Right. But being that tore up about it, like on the inside, I knew like that's clearly not the right answer for me or for us.
Right, because you were trying to balance the emotional, you know, the emotional side of a purchase, or, you know, like, oh my God, I love this and I'm so excited about it. But then you're sitting back going logically, how much do I love it? Is it worth this?
Like, let's be honest. I'm like, with things like that, I'm a 10-year-old at show and tell. I am. Am I not? I'm like, oh my God, look at this. And I never want it to come off like I'm trying to rub it in anybody's face. Like, I'm just 10 years old on the inside and so excited to show anybody.
Yeah. And that's, you know, and it's not even like a, you know, like, oh, you know, I've got all this nice stuff or anything like that. It's totally not that. Like, you just get excited about things, you know.
I do.
And being like, oh, look what I've done, you know, like it's just that level of excitement, like a little kid. Yeah,
I love gadgets and gizmos.
Right. Yeah.
And the new vehicle, or the vehicle that I bought that is new to me, it has all those little things, and I'm like, oh my God, watch this.
I know, you're like pushing buttons like crazy.
I know.
And you're like, will you drive so I can play with this thing? I'm like, fuck.
I got excited about the interior lights.
Yeah.
For Christ's sake.
Because they change. And,
they do. I'm like, it's like a whole rave in here.
Yeah.
That was terrible. I can't do that. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I subjected you all. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We get it now.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You didn't have to one-up me. But yeah, so speaking of, we go to test drive said vehicle.
Which one?
Well, the one I bought is what I was going to tell.
Okay. Yeah.
So I get in and I'm sitting there and I'm looking at it and we've started it and Jason's kind of fiddle farting with some things in the console, and I look at him and I go, Jason, I hear voices. Where are they coming from? Did I not? And I was like, I looked so paranoid. He goes, Elissa, there are speakers behind your head in the headrest. And there wasn't. Somebody had left it on talk radio. Yeah. And it was just up enough. You could hear whispers.
Yeah, just a little bit.
It was freaking me out.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing, too, is it has, what is it, like an active noise cancellation, something like that, where there's microphones like up in the headliner, where like even if you're playing music or something like that, it amplifies your voice and broadcasts
it of the vehicle too.
Well, yeah, but it broadcasts it through those little speakers, so it's easier to hold a conversation without having to like turn down your music in the back or, you know, anything like that.
Yell,
like,
turn your head, all those fun things.
Right, yeah. So it's kind of cool, but it's just,
I mean, it's fancy AF.
Yeah, it just takes some getting used to.
Yeah. So I thought I was hearing voices, and he was like, Yep,
that happened.
It did.
So, and I am going to shout out, because we said we would.
Absolutely.
My buddy Bryson, he owns a window tint and vinyl wrap company, Sinister Wraps and Graphics. We got our window tint done with him.
It looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
But he's done almost every one of our vehicles since we've been married, I think.
Yeah, over the last 10 years.
He's the only person I would ever go to anyway.
Yeah, super, super great guy. We're going to shout him out here on the podcast. We told him we would next time we recorded. So
they were so sweet. They thought they were going to embarrass me, and like they were trying to censor their language. And I giggled and I was like, "You can't fucking embarrass me."
Yeah, no.
Of all people.
And we were like, "Yeah, y'all should listen to the podcast.
And just listen to an episode."
Yeah. And I've known those guys for years, and you know they're just really good guys. And
very nice.
He's young. He works his ass off. You know, has built a hell of a company, and you know he's doing good for himself. But we definitely want to support him, and we'll continue to support him.
Always support local business.
Yep, super local in Anderson.
Anderson,
Indiana.
But so then we decided to pull the trigger and purchase said vehicle, and I've never sat through that process.
Yeah.
Poor Jason. I'm like, is this normal? Does it usually take this long? Is this okay? Oh my gosh, what's happening?
Yeah, and I'm just like,
he was like, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's
everything's
fine.
normal.
So we ended up buying it, but we had to go back to sign paperwork on another day because I had to go to work that night. And I did something that I haven't done in a long time. I slept shop.
Yeah.
But you could clearly tell what I was obsessing about when I fell asleep. So I got this brilliant idea. The guy that we purchased the vehicle from, he takes a picture with all of the buyers and their new vehicles. And it's like on one of those digital frames where they all come up. And I was like, I want mine to be epic. So I ordered in my sleep an inflatable T-Rex costume.
Yep.
I haven't put it on yet.
No, it's still sealed in the box.
I decided that maybe that wasn't the best idea.
I mean, it would have been epic.
It would have been, but
Sure.
I mean, it just would have. I'm not slick enough to pull that off. Let's be honest.
It's a lot of work
Yeah, and I just wasn't here for it.
for like a quick picture.
But then I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna wear it when we drive our go-karts around the neighborhood.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Which, speaking of which, we had some snow not too long ago.
Oh my gosh, we tore this place up.
Oh my God. Yeah. We ran through the neighborhood and,
We picked up Jeremiah along the way.
Yep. Picked up Jeremiah along the way. We decided to go into, so like at the front of our neighborhood, there's this like community field. They have like it's like a all grass baseball diamond. They use it as, makeshift soccer field.
Kickball, all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Whatever. But I decided that, hey, there's like a foot of snow on the ground. Like I can go drive through that. It's no big deal. Well, what I had forgotten was that for the past week prior to that, it was warm enough where it was just raining.
It was kind of a big deal.
So there was, standing water everywhere, and then it had snowed and frozen somewhat. So we get about halfway through this field.
And my dumbass follows him.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I see what's happening.
Yeah. And I have it pegged, and I go from running about 40 mile an hour to about 10 mile an hour, and shit just flinging everywhere.
Picking up dirt everywhere.
Just muck and ice.
So I dodged to the left and missed it.
Yeah. So I feel kind of bad that
he rutted up the field.
I may have rutted up the field. I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to wait until spring to see.
I mean, I feel like that field's seen worse.
Yeah, the guy that mows it, he cuts ruts in it all the damn time. So it looks
that's what I'm
shit,
saying. It's fine, I'm sure.
But yeah, no, we may have to go throw some grass seed in the spring or, something.
He's so worried about it.
Well, I don't want to be that big of a dick.
Oh, okay.
Just saying, like, that's a pretty big rut. Those tires are pretty big. That might trip a kid and kill him.
Trip a kid.
Like, they'll be out there playing kickball and
bam.
Here you go.
Yeah. But yeah, I got on a patch of ice though, and I turned too fast, and I spun out like for 3 times.
Yeah, you just kept woo.
Just because we had no traction at all.
Nope.
And so Jason bought us these hideous goggles.
Hey, they work.
What I was going to say was they may have been hideous, but they worked.
They're snowboard or skiing goggles.
Yeah.
That's what they are.
But yeah, I didn't have gloves. I didn't have winter gloves. So I had to wear a pair of those like canvasy leather gloves that were Jason's.
Like
they were
gloves.
not warm at all. So I finally found a pair of gloves at Menards of all places.
Yeah, for
Save
like
big
$4.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it that we go to Menards and they say save big money, but we never save big money?
Because we buy things like gloves and I got high chews and a grape soda.
Yeah, just the most. And then you didn't even drink you took a sip of the grape soda.
It was so gross. It was so gross.
Yeah, that's what that like Specklers or whatever it is.
It tasted like grape cough syrup.
Yeah.
Like it was.
Maybe you needed to shake it up. I'm just throwing it out
I can't with you.
It's possible.
My dumb ass probably would do something like that and just explode all over myself. You would have had to clean it up. I don't know why you think that's a good idea.
All over the truck. That would have been. No.
Speaking of cleaning it up, ooh, that was not a good segue at all. That was gross. Boo, boo, boo.
Yeah.
Jason has I keep telling everybody needs a Jason in their life.
Oh my God.
Because don't get all weird on me because I'm being nice, and Lord knows we don't know what that's like.
Fuck, I know. Tell me about it.
I can't. Anyway, so my sleep shopping has created a few issues, a few minor inconveniences, we shall say. At our old home, we had a closet that was once an office. It was that large, and 90% of it was mine.
Mm-hmm.
And then we moved to this house, which the house itself is much bigger, but the closets are teeny tiny.
Yeah.
So I now take up 3. And then some. And it got out of control. And Jason's like,
Yeah, you had the so we have 2 master closets
yeah.
in our bedroom.
Even though we don't have the master bedroom, but that's another story for another day.
Yeah, but we still have more closet space than what the mom does.
Brenda?
But anyways, so you have like a walk-in, like weird shaped master closet, and
It's
then
L-shaped.
And then I just have like bifold door master closet that's separate. And since we've moved into this house, you've taken up that L-shaped master walk-in closet, the spare bedroom number 1, its closet, and then spare bedroom number 2, which is actually the studio A, took up that entire closet with clothing.
Yeah.
And not just like the entire closet, like both levels of the closets with the racks.
Get on my level.
Now, we also had instances where we would have some things that would just kind of show up, and they might just wind up in a laundry basket somewhere and just kind of get stacked up. And
We call those ADHD piles.
yeah.
I knew where everything was for the most part.
Yeah. So we figured it was time to condense and get everything into as much of one place as possible to put it out in the open.
Yeah, because we found out if I can't see it,
It doesn't exist.
it does not, like, the limit does not exist. You know what I mean? Like, it's not there.
Nope.
And so that was the goal. So poor Jason realized how much anxiety this brought me because I had a lot of guilt, about not just the sleep shopping, but the amount of things that I did not truly realize I had, and B, the amount of things that, this is so embarrassing to say, still had the tags on them, still in boxes, 2 of things. Like, it was out of control.
Yeah.
But that's me in a nutshell. Anyway, he has taken our spare bedroom, which still has a bed in it, but
Yep.
it has become one big closet. And this man bought me shoe display cases, put them all together, rolling racks, hung everything up.
Even did all the laundry, everything.
Everything. He did
Yep.
everything for me.
Yep.
And
So
then
it's done.
he goes, so, I found that extra stash of shoes you had. I go, what are you talking about? He goes, in the other closet. I was like, well, I knew they were there. He said, I didn't.
Yeah. Buried underneath the clothes. You know, and I had a thought.
Oh, no.
We have a storage ottoman at the end of our bed. I think you have shoes in there too.
I don't. It's all sheets.
It's all sheets?
It's all sheets.
Thank
and duvet
Jesus.
covers. And they're
Thank
all
God.
clean.
Thank God. I did that too. I took all the linens and actually found homes for them and organized those. And
Because
stored
now we
those.
have open closets.
I know. Holy shit.
We have at least, 2? No, 1.
What?
Well, 1.5 open. That has now other things other than my shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So like the studio closet is just like linens and studio gear.
Yeah,
and,
that's what I mean.
Yeah. All that other stuff. Stuff that we don't access on a regular
Yeah.
basis that,
We
can't
don't
be
really need. And
Right.
that was another thing I didn't realize I had because I couldn't really get in there.
Right. Yeah. And that was the big thing, is making sure that everything was out. It was visible. It was easy to access. I did take your multiple laundry baskets away. So you have one laundry basket now. And when it's full,
I have to do one.
Well, I'll even wash
Whoa,
it. I know. I
you
smacked
got
my mic.
wild there.
I know. I'll even do it. Like, I'll do the laundry.
So I got a question. Now that you've essentially touched almost every piece of clothing I own, for the most part.
No, I've touched every piece. Yeah.
Well, no, you haven't touched everything that's put away in my master closet, or the chest of drawers I have.
No, previously the chest of drawers because I moved everything, remember?
That's fair.
Yep.
But so now that you've touched almost every piece of clothing that I own, including shoes, what were you most shocked about? Was there anything that shocked you that you were like, what in the world is this?
That shocked me? No.
Nothing?
No. No, nothing actually shocked me. Like, obviously I came across.
Came across.
I'm having a stroke now. I came across like some of your lingerie and stuff that you bought in your sleep, you know.
I have done that because it sleep me again, she-a-ho.
Yeah, and like I made sure to put that in strategic places in your closet spaces so it's easily accessible so you see it.
Oh, good to know.
Just so it's not buried.
Good to know.
So it's not buried. We don't want to bury it. Yep.
You're just thinking of me, aren't you?
I am thinking proactively.
Of just me.
Yep.
Nobody else but me.
Yep. You know, I found those things. The fun ones that I found was the skeleton onesie.
I've worn that though.
I know you've worn that.
Okay.
But
it
like
glows in the dark
I
too.
know. I found it and I was just like, oh yeah, I remember this.
Yeah.
And then I found a pair of like black jeans overalls. They're like a jean material. They're
Yeah, it's a
all black.
jumpsuit.
Yeah,
I wore it.
I know.
Oh,
I know, but
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying.
I'm
like,
sorry.
I'm finding these. See, look at you. You're getting excited. You're like, holy shit! I forgot I had that.
I did actually forget
See?
I had that.
Yeah. So I will say this: the amount of leggings you have. Like, I bought special hangers to like clip up sets of leggings where you could clip like 10 sets of leggings per hanger.
And how many of those did you get? How many hangers of those?
I got like 6 of those.
Where you can hang 10 up?
Yeah.
Shut up. Seriously? Like, serious?
Yeah. Like, that's not even the beginning.
Oh, this gives me anxiety.
No. It's okay. So in the one section of the closet that is in the spare bedroom, that's not like out and, you know, that's behind the doors and whatnot. I have 2 stacks of jeans. Okay. That are every bit of 2 foot tall each. Okay. Next to that, we have your plethora of PJ pants. That's just the one location. There is another location that has PJ pants.
See, I don't even know where these things are.
That's in your master closet. Okay. That's in your cabinets. And then to the right of that, and then the entire shelf below it is nothing but leggings.
Oh, man. I didn't realize I had that many. Honestly.
So you've got 1.5 shelves full of leggings. And I mean, like, I double, triple stacked.
Well, in my defense, probably every bit of 20 plus pairs I bought in my sleep during the pandemic. From Victoria's Secret. And y'all, that sizing is not accurate. Let's be honest.
So, and that's fair enough. Like, I'll give you that. But I do remember specifically shopping at Under Armour in Tennessee.
Yeah, I just found those pants.
Yeah, and I found all the Under Armour leggings that still have the tags on them.
I didn't even know I had those.
Yeah, you've got like 15 pairs of those.
Shut up.
All kinds of different colors, everything.
It's bad. It's so bad.
But I mean, it is what it is.
I know.
But you have what you need. Like, I mean...
Well, I guess part of that is, too, not that, like, we weren't taken care of as kids, but a lot of times, like, I didn't have new things, like, ever. And that's fine. Like, no big deal. But I think that's where some of that comes from.
Well, I get that. Like,
because I'm 10 with money now.
Well, yeah, and you're just like, you know, I didn't have that when I was a kid, so I'm
making up for it.
I'm gonna buy those Converse, or I'm gonna buy those Air Force Ones, or I'm gonna, you know.
I'm trying to be better about that, though. In my defense, I really am.
Yeah, and you have gotten exponentially better over the past few years, and you know, taking more ownership of that. And now that it's out and you can see it and
Yeah,
kind of organize it and go through
it
it.
changes some things.
Yeah.
Well, so that led me down another rabbit hole. I was driving home and I was thinking about how, like, I mean, our lives are fully like immersed in wanting another. I can't talk. Like, we're very
Now you're back
involved.
to having a stroke. Yeah.
I don't smell burnt toast. We're good. We like we talk about our lives, everything else, like work and all that. But then I was like, how drastically different is our lives? Like, even though we live in the same home, like you're an 80-year-old man with a routine, and I'm honestly a teenager that has snacks in bed.
Yeah.
Like, it's so.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about that. What does like a normal day look like? Like,
What, for me?
yeah, like you get up and
If I'm lucky, I get up after 5:30. If I'm lucky.
yeah, that's accurate. Because our puppy,
Yeah,
who's gonna die,
we'll touch on that.
not
one.
really. Don't come after me.
No, we love her. She's a shit. But anyways, you know, if I'm not awoken to the sound of like chewing on the carpet or the rug or a shoe or a
Or
slipper,
a knob on the dresser.
yeah, or the door stop on the
Oh
floor.
yeah, she popped that
the little
up.
spring.
I forgot about.
Tring,
Yeah,
tring,
she loves
tring
that thing.
at 3:00 in the morning. But anyways, if I'm not awoken to any of those noises and I get to sleep past 5:30, then I typically get up and, you know, kind of have my morning coffee, let the dogs out, feed them, kind of get my day started. You know, I'll have my morning constitutional, do the normal things and smoke a cigarette, you know, kind of get moving in the morning.
Take a shower.
Take
and
a
then
shower.
I leave his cell phone right here and his wedding ring, and
Yep,
it's
specifically on my dresser.
It's crazy.
Like I have a routine, and then that's the thing. Like I'll keep going, like with the projects and everything that I've been doing around the house as of late. Like I'll start at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and then I'm stopping at 10, 11 o'clock at night. Like I just keep going.
And my brain doesn't comprehend any of this.
Yeah,
It really doesn't.
yeah. Like the other day, I think I did like 15 loads of laundry or something like that.
It's not because we're dirty. It's because he went through my closet.
No, like I just went through it, and I was like, you know what? I don't care that it is clean. Like
Well,
I just
especially the linens. We like to wash those.
I just want to make sure that it is super clean and everything. Like if I'm going to store it, like it
Right.
needs to be super clean before we do that. But like I just kept going and going and going. Like I would look up and I'd be like, oh, that needs to be dusted, or oh, I need to put that away, or oh, I need to organize that.
He makes a great housewife.
Yeah. House husband.
House husband. I'm so sorry.
House husband.
While I get up
Mm-hmm.
and look like a disheveled mess, come downstairs. Hey. It's set in the chair. I have to wake up
Or go back to sleep for a
or
little
go
bit.
back to. I take a little nappy poo in the chair.
You take a post-sleep nap.
I do. With the dogs.
Yeah, you're like, I gotta leave for work at 5:45. I'm gonna get up at 4:15 in the afternoon. I'm gonna go downstairs, love on the dogs for 10 minutes, take a nap for 30 minutes, get up at 5:15, get dressed, go to work.
Yeah. Yeah. My mom packs my lunch box
Yeah, sometimes, yeah,
sometimes.
sometimes.
God, that sounds so ridiculous.
And sometimes I'll pack stuff up
Yeah.
for you. Yeah,
That's how wildly different our lives are.
I mean, and that's the thing. Like, my OCD, and like, it's been nice to have more energy too.
Yeah.
Like I went for a very long period of time, for years, honestly, where I was struggling to have any kind of energy, and, having my diabetes, much more managed,
Okay, Wilford.
much more managed, and, some other thing, just like everything on an even keel. It's been nice because now I have more energy. I have more, get up and go, which I know drives you batshit because I'm
just jealous. I'm like the sleepiest girl in the world.
But you always have been, whether or not you, are working, 5 days straight, or, you're off for 5 days. Like you're
I'm sleepy.
It's just how you are. And it's not even like, you know, you've gone to the doctor, you've had things checked out. There's nothing there. There's nothing that shows that you should be that way.
Yeah.
You're just sleepy.
Because I've been like this ever since I was little,
Yeah.
even. Like, my mom can attest to that. Brenda can attest to that. Excuse me. I'm so sorry, guys. I have a frog in my throat.
Ribbit.
You're so weird.
I know.
But yeah, so anyway, tell us why, Jason, you've had so much free time on your hands.
So,
He went a little rogue.
well, I didn't go rogue. Here's the thing.
What had happened was,
What had happened was, is there was a fundamental difference of, how do you say it? Management style, where I was working at. I say was working at, that put me in a very poor mental health place. And it did so for a very extended period of time. And I had made a promise to Elissa a long time ago that, you know, I would never just up and walk away from something. Like I just, without having something else lined up.
it didn't matter the amount of money in the saving, any of that. It didn't matter because I have to have that security. Like, that's just who I am.
Yeah. So I had made a promise, and I'm a man of my word, and I stick to it. And it was getting to the point where my mental health was at such detriment that you literally looked at me and told me to bounce.
Yeah. Well, it was literally affecting. I don't want to use the word toxic because I feel like at this point, and especially in culture, it's overused.
Yeah.
It's a hot button topic, and I don't like it, but I don't know any other way to say it. But the work environment was toxic AF.
Yeah.
To the point where it was literally altering your personality. Therefore, it was literally taking a toll on our relationship. Not that it was bad, but you could tell like you were a lot quicker to get angry, and we try to be very forgiving, but there's only so much somebody can take of that and the snapping and all that. That finally I was like, look, you need to GTFO. Okay. Like, I love you and I care about your mental health, and I can't stand you. Like, we got to make a change.
Yeah. But,
and you took that leap of faith.
yeah. And, you know, and thankfully I was kind of coinciding with lining something else up anyways. So, I mean,
It made it a little easier, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, there was still a little bit of unknown. We hadn't made a final decision that I was going to move forward with this, you know, so we were just kind of taking a leap of faith on it. But my gut was saying that it was time, you know, when you're hired to do a job and they don't let you do your job, but then want you to do everybody else's job, and then get chastised for failing at your job that you're hired to do, and then micromanaged over the top of it. It's very, I'm going to say
It's taxing.
It's taxing, and it's fucking toxic.
Yeah, it is.
You know, and as much as, you know, I may like my former boss, you know, as a person, management style wise,
It just wasn't working.
No, it's not something where her and I could ever work together in that capacity again. As true equals, sure, but you know, boss subordinate, that kind of thing, no,
Not so much.
It just didn't mesh well. You know, and I gave it, you know, a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, to try and do something different, and you know,
It didn't really, I think. I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't toxic from a long way in. Like, or long, you know what I'm talking about.
yeah,
Early on. That's
ways
what I was
back,
trying to say.
Yeah.
But in the last little bit, it has just escalated.
Yeah.
So badly.
Yeah. And that was kind of the thing. I think that, you know,
I think the opportunity kind of popped up and it was getting worse. And it was just kind of like, okay.
Yeah. And it just kind of came to a head, and, you know, you saw it and you were just like, yeah, you know, so you essentially, you know, as much as somebody might be like, oh, well, you know, somebody gave you permission. You gave me permission
I don't like that word.
I know,
yeah,
but
I get what you're saying.
To break that promise, because I wouldn't do it. Like,
No, I
I
know.
sat there and I was like, I won't do it.
I know. But like I told you, this sounds terrible. It's not like they were, paying you obscene amount of money to deal with this. Like, even though that sounds terrible, like,
Well,
I'll put
no.
up with some shit for
Right.
good pay.
Yeah,
like, I'm
for
not
some
going
stupid
to
money.
I mean, I got headbutted a couple weeks ago by a patient. Like, I'll put up with some shit.
Yeah.
But I don't like it.
Yeah, but and the crazy thing is, like, I literally left the car business and the bigger paycheck and all that other stuff because of the stress and because of my mental health. And I took a lower paying job
Right.
because of the better mental health and the better work-life balance. And then it turned out to be just as fucking bad, if not worse in some ways.
Boo, boo, boo.
So it's like, okay, I think I'll just go back to what I
I
used to
think
do.
I'll go home now.
Bye. So
So-
it was time to make a change. So yeah, I've had a little bit of time off to kind of get some shit done.
So he's been my house husband.
Yeah, I gotta earn my keep somehow.
Right.
But yeah, so we've made some changes. We've relaid out the house a little bit. We've
Well, just so we can work on merch, honestly, because
that
that's-
and closet space.
Yeah, we're gonna get that figured out. We're working on it. We're
Yeah.
working on it.
So that's in the final stages of build out. We're getting the craft space set up where we can start making some shirts. Because I'm a house husband the fuck out of some shirts. I'm gonna do it up.
Speaking of that, your bestie Tom texted us
Yeah.
and explained to us that he was not paying for shit.
Yeah. He's like, I ain't buying shit. I'm like, bro, way to support.
Damn. But no, what killed me was what did he say about the last episode? Like he got uncomfortable, didn't he?
Yeah, he got fucking awkward.
Listening from his home
Yeah.
or his car, I don't know.
Yeah, I think he was because he works from home, if I remember correctly.
I think certain days he does, and then he drives other days.
So I mean, he's probably got it pulled up on the computer just listening to it, while he's working in his office. But yeah, he was like, that was some awkward shit.
because I was uncomfortable.
So, but yeah, bro, all right, fuck it, you'll get we've got a Christmas present too that's sitting up there that I found from our trip to Tennessee.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that we meant to give to him because we were going to do the whole Christmas episode and, all this
Yeah.
other stuff. But, we fucking suck and didn't get to it.
No, honestly, everybody has lives,
Yeah. And it just, we didn't schedule it early enough. And
which is
you know.
crazy. Like, I mean, every adult will understand this. You have to schedule shit around the holidays like 2 months in advance.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. And we don't even have like a ton of family. And it's still crazy busy even for us.
Yeah. Just because of work schedules and everything else. So, but,
Well, I have to work every other holiday anyway.
right. So you rotate. So,
yeah.
so sometimes you have New Year's Eve off. Sometimes you have Christmas off. So,
Yeah, just
back
it
and
just
forth.
works out that
But
way.
yeah, Tom, we have your Christmas presents
Tommy T. Rex.
that are not merch related.
And I literally said, like that episode with Tom was one of my absolute favorites because
Oh, yeah.
I laughed hysterically and he's great. Obviously, we love him to death. But the episode with Gage was right up there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty fucking hilarious.
Yeah. And interestingly enough, like I've been watching like some of the traffic and some of the views and those types of things. And it's pacing, that one with Gage is pacing similarly to the one that we did with Tom.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So it's had a lot of positive feedback and a lot of good engagement. So
I
that's
know we're
fun.
not super funny this episode, but we kind of wanted to catch everybody up on our lives. Like, we've had a lot of life happen, really.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because we recorded that with Gage just before Christmas.
Yeah, right after his birthday.
Yep. Just before Christmas because he was up visiting with
We
us.
really didn't plan it. He actually asked to be on
Yeah.
and like was so excited.
Yeah. And I was like, dude, let's go.
Yeah, because everything's always set up upstairs.
Yeah.
In Studio A. I'm sorry. But he was so excited and we had so much fun.
Yeah.
He said, I can't believe you're going to make me wait with everybody else. I said, bitch, you're not special.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even special. I don't even hear it before it releases.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I do the editing, I get everything done, and it gets pre-uploaded.
I will say this. Don't be mad. Just hear me out.
Oh God, what?
Some of your titles, like, I don't love because you don't run none of that by me.
Yeah. Because you told me not to.
Right. Which
Yeah.
is fine. I'm not saying don't treat me like I'm 10. I'm just saying I don't see them until they're posted, and I don't like them all the time. Anyway, I met some new coworkers who hadn't met me, hadn't experienced all this yet.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how it got brought up, but they were dying laughing, and something got brought up about the podcast. And they're like, what? And so I was telling them about it. I'm like, listen, like it's small potatoes, but like we have a blast, whatever. They found us on, I think, like Apple Podcasts. I don't know. They were dying, all of them, a group of them, at the titles. They're like, these titles are fucking epic. And I was like,
Thank you. Thank you.
I was like, they're okay. I mean, some of them are great.
Just saying.
God, I'm a dick.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're not supposed to like everything.
That's fair.
I mean,
They just looked at me and I was like, I just show up, really.
it's the sum of all parts. So as long as it averages out that you like it for the most part, we're good. If the average dips the other direction, okay.
We're not so good.
Yeah, then we're not so good. Then I need to change some titles. I need to figure some things out.
Oh, that's funny.
But no, like, hey, coworkers, all right, awesome. I
They
appreciate
loved it, and that was
Appreciate
great.
it.
I was trying to give out life advice, and you know how well that goes.
Oh, yeah. But no, and the funny thing about the titles is, like, I don't really try and sit there and go, oh, yeah, I need to create a title. It just kind of goes, click.
Happens.
Yeah, it just pops in. As I'm editing and I'm watching the video, right? And I've paired everything up and I'm cutting camera angles and doing whatever. And I'll hear you say something, or Jeremiah say something, or Gage will say something.
And then you just pick that out.
And then I'm like, boom, there it is.
Speaking of, boom, there it is.
Boom.
I was talking to another coworker about the said episode, and they said about the Fruit Looping. Would you pour the milk first or the
God.
cereal first? And I said, clearly, the cereal, as any self-loving person would.
Yeah, you always pour the cereal in the bowl first.
And then he was like, wait, no. What about, the bowl, your vessel? What if it doesn't hold that much? I said, then I guess you're SOL. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Literally shit out of luck.
And then he was like, I wonder what cereal would be the best, because you don't want one that's like scratchy. And I was like, are we fucking having this conversation right now?
Apparently.
I mean, I'm here for it. Don't get me wrong. But I can't believe this is happening at 7 a.m.
Yeah. And then you had that conversation with me this morning at
because it blew my mind.
like 9:30.
And then I told Jason, I said, I would have picked Lucky Charms so then I could have been magically delicious. He didn't think I was funny, but he didn't agree with the Lucky Charms.
Yeah, because I mean, the soft marshmallows and everything else. Now you had kind of made mention of Captain Crunch.
He did.
Okay, but here I've thought about that. I've had time to process this. Okay, initially, no, Captain Crunch, bad call.
It would have to be scratchy AF.
Right, but have you ever had soggy Captain Crunch after it sat in milk for a second?
Because I don't really like milk. It freaks me out. I'm sorry.
And I love milk. Thank you. But like it softens up and it's like super, super soft. And I'm like, that could work.
I said kicks.
Yeah.
Because they're round. So if one got sucked up on accident, there's no rough edges to tear anything up.
Yeah.
He said you definitely wouldn't want Frosted Flakes. And I said, no.
Or Raisin Bran.
Definitely don't want Raisin Bran. Is exactly.
Yep.
I said you wouldn't know if that was a raisin or a doober.
Nope.
And he just looked at me like,
Like Special K? Little pieces of yogurt cluster.
I feel like it's yeasty. I can't.
It's a yeasty.
I feel like if you're at the age that you're eating Special K,
Hey, fuck
yogurt,
off. I eat Special K.
You don't need to be eating ass.
I eat Special K.
And you don't eat ass.
Right.
Enough said.
Because I think it's disgusting. But
I
anyways.
think it's weird.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
To each their own.
Yeah.
Zero judgment. It's just not for me.
Yeah. I mean, y'all live your best life. I want to enjoy my Special K. You enjoy the doobers. I'm good.
Special K yogurt clusters, which don't let him fool you for a while. Can't even get it out. Raisin Bran was his obsession.
Who what?
You.
Raisin Bran?
Yeah, Raisin Bran was your favorite for a while.
Not Raisin Bran. No. No, it's always been Special K. It's been the yogurt and then the strawberry one.
Okay, Papa.
Hey, I can't help it.
Oh, he's got to get his fiber intake in.
I just like the way it fucking tastes.
I don't know if that's sadder, though.
I can't help it. I enjoy the way it fucking tastes.
Okay, I don't know.
I'm like Patches O'Houlihan over here from fucking Dodgeball. It's sterile and I like the way it tastes.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, but, so I am going to circle.
Sorry.
I am going to circle back on one thing. Our website is up. We had talked about doing a website last season.
It happened.
It happened.
I didn't do it. I had nothing to do with it.
No, I am definitely that guy.
Yeah, he is.
I am the sum of all parts. You are the talent.
Master of none over here.
Hey, you know what? Jack of all trades, master of none.
That is accurate.
But so the website's up, gives us some gives people background on us. We've also got a merch store that
Maybe that'll take off more than our Facebook page does.
Well, I'll tell you.
But wait.
But wait, there's more. We have been checked out internationally. Like, I mean, everywhere. Like Chechnya, China.
I don't even know where that's at. Not China, but...
Yeah. I mean, it's in the East.
Oh.
Yeah.
I still don't know, but I'm going to pretend like I do.
No, Australia. I mean...
I love Australia.
You know...
their koalas suck.
Yeah, that they do. Russia. I mean...
I feel like I would fare well in Russia.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so.
Is this one of those moments where I think it's going to be better in my head than it really will be?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That kind of hurt.
Yeah, I don't think you would do well in
Where would
Russia.
I do well at?
Australia, I think you'd be fine.
Something
Middle Eastern countries, I don't think so. No.
Definitely that's a no-go.
No, because you're a woman with a foul mouth. That wouldn't go over well there. I mean, maybe in, like France or something like that. The UK.
Yeah,
maybe.
they're kind of aggressive.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never been there.
Yeah,
Never been there.
Female leaders, queens, those
that's
types
true.
of things. I think you'd do all right there.
Yeah.
But Russia, no, you'd not do good in Russia.
Okay. We don't need to go that far now.
You are not a machine.
Okay. Hey, don't bring him into it.
All right, fine. But no, the website's been doing good and had tons of views all over the world, so that's been pretty cool.
Yeah.
Canada's big. Few in Mexico. So some in Greenland.
Ole, adios, bitch tachos. Where? What was the last one?
Greenland.
Oh,
Yeah. Switzerland, Sweden.
I might do well there.
Yeah, I think you would. Yeah. Blonde hair, blue eyes.
Yeah, it's fine. It'll work out.
It'll be fine.
It's fine. Fine.
Yeah, it's all fine. So yeah, but yeah, the website is live. We're having fun with that. We're gonna get some shirts made, hopefully, and maybe some hats made soon. Possibly.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
So, for those of you asking, which is nobody, I'm going to tell you anyway.
Yeah.
You know how well it's going with our puppy?
Yeah. Take a look. Yeah. That is one of the slippers that has survived.
And this was not a cheap slipper.
No.
Not to mention your expensive slippers
Yeah.
that she's now ate.
Yep.
Ate a hole in the carpet.
Yep.
Like, no, guys, a literal hole.
Yeah, like down to the pad.
You can see it.
Yep. So we bought a rug to lay over the top of it.
She's now ate a hole in the rug to get to the hole in the carpet.
Yep. And she's figured out how to fold up the rug to get the hole in the carpet.
Yeah.
I'm literally to the point where I'm going to fucking nail the goddamn rug down to the carpet.
It was so... Well, hold on, time out. That doesn't matter around here. Because don't you remember like 2 or 3 weeks ago? They just yanked a whole board off of our fence.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Like, there was just a board missing. A whole, like, picket. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's picket. Yep.
A whole picket was gone. And she's getting wood off the wood rack and chewing on it.
Yep.
And then I caught her chewing on the actual deck, like just laying there, just chewing on it.
Yep. Oh, you know what I found on the deck today?
Oh God, what?
A turd. All these dogs, all this time, nobody has ever shit on the deck.
No, that's not true. That's not true. Mac has, but it was the winter time and everything was covered in snow.
Yeah, this was,
This was no snow. No. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just, that's my frustration.
Speaking of Mac.
Yeah.
We took him, about a month ago? No, like 3 weeks ago
2-3 weeks ago, yeah.
And we got him fixed because he likes to hump a lot.
Yep.
And he's the only male in a house full of females, pretty much. So we got him fixed. Now, Mac's balls were abnormally large for his body to begin with.
Yeah.
They really were.
A solid 1/32 scale. I mean, just,
It was a lot.
compared to his body size.
Yeah, it was a lot compacted in
absurd.
a tiny area. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it got
it
so
was
bad
absurd.
that they were no longer side by side, but one was in front and one was in the back. You know what I mean?
Like he would lay down and he would throw his back legs out and they would lay over to the side. Like it was disturbing
It was weird.
to see him laying there like that. It's
It was
like,
weird.
bro.
Now, I've never had a male dog that I've had to have fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've always had females for the most part. So, about a week after surgery, I was looking at his incision, making sure it was fine. Why does his ball sack now look like a change purse? A deflated coin purse. Cha-ching. No, it really does.
I don't know. I don't know.
I was like, why would they leave that like that? Like, and it's saggy.
Just like a little.
And I'm like, in 2 more years, it's going to be dragging the ground because he's so short anyway.
Mm-hmm. I'm waiting for him to lay out on some hot concrete this summer and lay that out and it just like shrivel up.
Simmer. It just like pork. Spam. Sizzle pork and it's change purse.
Yeah.
It's just like flaps in the wind.
Yeah. He goes running and says,
You hear, you hear cutting against the wind.
yeah. And the funny thing is that they didn't even bother to put a fucking cone on him because he's too small. Like he can't turn around and clean himself.
He's too small and too chubby to do that.
Yeah. So he can't turn around and do those things. So that's why, Brenda, mom, has to wipe his ass every time he comes in from going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Little bastard.
So I'm just really disturbed by the change purse happening. The coin purse.
Yeah. Coin purse.
It's a fleshy.
It's
a fleshy coin
speaking
purse.
of titles,
Fleshy coin purse.
corn purse. On that note.
Corn purse and Lucky Charms.
Oh, I think we got a pretty decent title. I'm gonna figure that out.
See how that worked out? You're
See?
welcome.
It's perfect. Perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna make a note
That's
of
what
that
I'm
right
here for. That's what I'm here for.
purse.
Pablo really is making a note, guys.
And Lucky Charms.
Anyway, I just want to say personally, thank you guys for coming back for another season with us. Like I said, this was kind of our starter to the season.
Yeah, with us taking the break, and we stayed off a little bit longer than I think we had originally planned, but I think it was good with just all the life and everything else going on. So
It was needed. I mean, work's been overrun.
Yeah.
Like everybody's sick with the flu and all
hell,
the
I think there was a
things.
period of time when it ran through our house.
Well, we
and-
had COVID during that time.
Yeah.
I was off of work with COVID. Like, it's just been something. So
Yeah.
it's kind of came right when we needed it. But like I said, this is our season opener with you guys. So I just really wanted to say thank you for coming back, listening to our funny shit, our not so funny shit, our coin purse situations,
Clean purse.
us talking about cereal, those types of things.
Yeah.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, we just we appreciate you. Period.
Yeah, we really do.
for everybody that has stayed and listened over, our break, and the new followers and the new likes and subscribers and all that other stuff.
Oh my gosh, everybody's been so excited.
Yep. And everybody's been like, "Oh, when's it coming out?" So it's
We appreciate the hype, for real.
Yeah, and I've tried to back off the social media, not be crazy posting.
You're welcome, everybody.
I might ramp it up a little bit.
Oh, don't scare him. Don't scare him now. Don't do it now.
Like, start sharing that shit, so I don't have to post as often.
I do share.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about everybody
okay.
else.
Well, they don't want to hear it right now. So anyway.
Anyways. So until next time.
Make good choices.
Or don't.
Yeah. All right, everybody. With that, we out. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. Make sure to share and like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/The Adventures of E, and on YouTube at www.youtube.com/@Adventures of E. See you next time.